Another JT special.
Magnificent break of 1-1-3. He still trails though by 6 frames to 4. Disappointing.
Stuart Bingham, 46.
He's now just one behind.
52.
It's 6-5. No. No.
Good drop 9.
Absolutely perfect.
Oh! This is not a bad effort, I can tell you. Where's that cue ball? It's perfect. What a shot. Stuart Bingham, 3 in front again. It's 9-6.
Good session of snooker with Stuart Bingham. Judd Trump will be quite pleased though. He only trails by 2 going into tomorrow's morning 3rd session.
And we are joined here in the Crucible by the 7-times champion of the world and indeed 12-times semi-finalist here, Stephen Hendry. Stephen, how important was that last frame of that second session? Could have been 10-6.
Yeah, big frame for Judd Trump. He's still very much in it. He would have liked to have won that session to get back on at least on level terms, but massive last frame.
And in terms of Judd's performance, we know he's been a little subdued because he has been suffering from a bit of flu, we know that. But how well has Stuart Bingham's game stood up, considering this is his first Crucible semi-final, first taste of this atmosphere?
Exactly, I spoke to him, he's just loving it out there. He's always been a massive snooker fan, so I think for him to be playing out here in a one-table situation, he's just loving it. And he's playing so well.
He is indeed. 12 semi-finals, you know exactly what happens as we get the final coming very firmly on the horizon now. How does that change the equation on this last day of the semis?
Well, your first session is a 3-day match, and you think that the final result is so far away. Here we're getting to it in the last day, so it's the nerves really start to come into play when you see that final place approaching.
I'm sure they will. They've got 2 sessions to play this afternoon. This one this morning, and then they'll come back for the final session this evening. But 8 frames to play this morning, and the Crucible Theatre is full once again. I'm sure there might be 1 or 2 sore heads in here after a big Friday night out in Sheffield. It's that kind of town, you know. But not for our consummate professional, our MC, Mr. Rob Walker.
Thanks, Hazel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it was definitely an early night. The big party can wait till Monday because today we complete the lineup for the Betfred World Snooker Championship final. And I can assure you there's nobody feeling jaded in this fantastic arena this morning. They are poised and ready to receive 2 of the very best players in the world. Please welcome a player who dared to dream of the one-table setup in this, his 20th year as a pro. Since winning his first ranking title down under in 2011, he has become one of the sport's best. What a win over Ronnie O'Sullivan in the quarterfinals, and here he is, hoping to go one better. What a fabulous fortnight it's been for Stuart Ballroom Bingham! And his opponent, without doubt, the most exciting player of his generation. He's already made 4 major finals this season with 2 big titles. He was brilliant against Ding in the quarters. He is clearly in the form of his life. aiming for a second World Championship final. Can he turn it on in style this morning? He's the pride of Bristol. He's the ace in the pack. Here's Judd Trump.
Well, this morning it's Willie Thorne and John Virgo on the early shift in the commentary box. Guys, this match really has gripped everyone so far. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Hazel, and I'm certain we will. The other semi-final has turned out to be a little bit one-sided, but nothing one-sided about this one. And what an important 8 frames in the life of Stuart Bingham and Judd Trump, for that matter, Willie.
Absolutely, and Stephen Hendry alluded to it, how big that last and final frame of yesterday's session was when he reduced the deficit to just 2 frames. Bingham was certainly the better player in that session, perhaps deserved to win that session from 5-3, but Judd Trump hung on to his coattails and levelled at 4-4 to give us a scoreline we've got this morning. And after this session, I'm sure we will know who's likely to come through to possibly play Sean Murphy in the final.
Just couldn't get through to the potting angle, so having to play the containing safety. These early exchanges very, very important, and particularly for the player who's playing catch-up. 8 frames to be played in this session this morning, and the remaining frames to be played this evening. Well, whirlwind delight from Stuart. Thought he could play it, and anybody could leave was the one he was playing, but look at that. He'd be pleased with that. First shots, first pots, really. It's one of those, when you're so close to the cushion, you can't really do a lot with the cue ball, so you just use the natural potting angle and,
6.
in a way, just trusting to a little bit of luck. He can on the red, but he's knocked it near the top cushion. This is a tough shot. Well, you couldn't play it better than that.
And as you can see here, played it in such a way, should it not go in, he was hoping to cover it with the black, but he wouldn't have done that, so that was an excellent pot. Going to have to play into the outside of the pack here. If he rolls it in, he can get on the outside red, but he's going to be well past the blue area. So just to slow the cue ball down, that's all it'd be for, so he's not bound to get onto one here.
There's a red ball going. Oh, how unlucky is that?
Stuart Bingham 7. Judd Trump 7.
Well, how did this red go in the middle? Nobody could have foreseen that. Unlucky.
One.
What a chance this is now for Judd. Red spread far and wide, pink available into at least 2 of the main scoring pockets. I think it may be available into both corners, so very quickly you could get a large amount of points on the board here. Whether it be enough to win the frame remains to be seen.
3. 4.
Yeah, he doesn't have to bring any reds into play, and the black's available, freely available into the left corner. You'd like to get rid of that red to the right of the black sooner rather than later, but he'll be quite happy concentrating on the pink. It's available into the right corner and the middle.
$11.
It can be a very cruel game sometimes, can't it, Will?
Well, Stuart Bingham's got the name Ballroom Bingham, and he did have a fair amount of good fortune yesterday, but nothing quite as good as that thing that's happened to Judd there. In saying that, he may have played a poor shot there. I don't know whether he can get through to the red in the middle. I think he possibly can, but he didn't play for this one.
17.
Well, he might be on the one to the middle, but begs the question, if he didn't play for this, what did he play for? And that middle pocket
80.
cost him a couple of frames yesterday. Okay, he didn't have to do much with the cue ball, but he's not got the good angle on the blue, so that good opportunity doesn't seem to be there at the now. Not after those last couple of shots.
$23.
So there's a bit of pressure on this red now. But you couldn't have played it any better than that.
24.
Fair look, pace, absolutely perfect. Tremendous shot. So after a couple of poor positional shots, now back
31.
with that frame-winning opportunity.
$32. $38. $39.
Yeah, a little bit straight on the black, but okay. I think the pink's available
46.
into the left corner if he can't hold for the black, which he obviously
47.
couldn't. And he looks to have landed absolutely perfect on the pink. So now just one red needed. And that bad run of the ball that
53.
Stuart had looks to have cost him this opening frame.
$54.
So 54 points the lead. That will soon go to 61 points the lead. And he played the can and just missed it. So there you see it, 61 ahead, just 51
61.
remaining. At the moment, 3 snookers required.
Judd Trump, 61.
So, taking advantage of Stuart's misfortune, Stuart's playing on. I can only assume, Willie, I don't think he's got much thought of winning this frame, but he just wants a bit of table time.
Yeah, first frame, he would definitely take that advantage. Of course, if it wasn't the first frame of the morning session, he would have conceded.
But of course, when you have a bit of bad luck like Stuart had when he went into the reds, you've just got to accept it because, well, there's nothing you can do about it, really. And Stuart's experienced enough for it not to let him affect him.
What's he doing playing this cue ball near a pocket?
Yeah, a little bit dangerous, but he'll tell you had it completely under control. Well, another good pot. as I say, I can only assume he's playing on with no thought of winning. Just wants a bit of table time, get the pace of the table. Sometimes it plays a little bit different. Just get the feel for it. Get your cue arm going. He'll have been on the practice table, but of course there's nothing like playing on the match table. Lovely shot.
Four.
He was looking at trying to cut this into the corner, but surely the better choice would be into the middle to get onto the black. Obviously, he'd like to leave that last red where it is, so it's a very easy snooker should he get red and black. He may feel he can't avoid the cannon. That's why he's just flicking off it and trying to get a player safety shot and snooker at the same time. But as you can see, there wasn't a lot of room between pink and black.
Stuart Bingham, 4.
Sending the cue ball close to pocket again, but no problem. And now that Stuart Bingham, after potting that third last red, potting the green, he now needs 4 4-point snookers.
1.
Back to a small wager that the first snooker's coming up after this next shot.
You do like an odds-on chance, don't you?
It's amazing what the eggs can do for you in the morning, isn't it?
I thought there was an elephant in the room.
Stuart Bingham, 8.
You wouldn't expect Judd to miss this. One cushion escape. Where's the green going? Where's the green go? Over the pocket.
Tell me they're going to have T-shirts now. Where's the green going? Not where's the cue ball going. We'll have that many T-shirts. We won't know what to do with them.
I mean, Winnie and I agreed that Stuart, if it wasn't the first frame of the morning, I don't think he'd have played on. But you never felt his heart was in this, did you, really? I mean, he just wants a bit of table time. Anyway, it won't last any longer because he's left this red to the middle.
One. Five.
Just got a glimpse
7.
there of Stuart in the background. Well, he's playing the green off the top cushion. Well, he does like to entertain the crowd, and it was a big frame, and you've got to feel for Stuart. He did absolutely nothing wrong, but he went into that pack, was unlucky to knock a red in, and Judd made that frame-winning contribution. More importantly, he's now only 1 behind. 9-8, Stuart Bingham.
Yes, creeping ever closer, and let's pick up on John's point about that little bit of misfortune for Stuart, because such things can turn matches, Stephen.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in a long match. I think that we talked about the last frame yesterday being like important for Judd. This first frame this morning was equally important, and yeah, I agree with you. Like sometimes you just know it's your day. You get the little runs just when you need them at the end of the match, not at the beginning of the match.
Do you begin to think that as a player when you're out there?
I did when I played in these matches. Just some things just start to happen. You think that this is nice. This is a good feeling. This could be my day.
Okay, well, a little bit of a PA malfunction in the arena this morning. We're not quite sure where that one's coming from, but I'm sure they're sorting it all out. It's certainly getting the audience all abuzz, and particularly inopportune moment for it to strike, Stephen. Yeah, it's a tricky one. But in terms of the overall balance of this match now, the experience of both men. This is Trump's third semi-final, and to what extent does that begin to count roundabout now?
I think if the match goes close, it'll count. But Stuart's an experienced player. He's been close in matches before, but obviously not here. Judd, it'd be interesting to see if he can push on from here. That was a fantastic break in that frame. He played a brilliant red when he lost positions, come through a gap for the black, and he hit it just perfect. So he looks in good stroke this morning.
Okay, off we go again.
Trump breaking off. Be delighted to have won that opening frame. As a lot of times in this championship, players are leaving this long red on. I think there's only 2 or 3 players have got the break off sussed. You can run through this and go up for blue or bought colour. It's hard to go all out to play for the black.
Yeah, he rolled a couple of pots like this in the first frame, but not that one. And Judd taking a chance here, but he needs a good length of the cue ball. And in all honesty, he's not got it. It's not the perfect length. Okay, this red to the right of the blue doesn't cut into the middle. It won't go to the right corner. Well, Stuart fancies a one to the left corner. But when you're playing those, you always err on the side. If you're going to miss it too thin. And that's a good length with the cue ball. And now the pressure to get it safe is back on Judd.
It's amazing how close this match has been in every department. I'm just looking at the stats there. Stuart Bingham's only missed 32 of 286 pots he's played. And looking at Judd Trump, he's missed 34. So it's so close. And in points, he's only some 30-odd points with them on aggregate. It's a really, really close game. Who's going to take it by the scruff of the neck this morning?
Well, that's the line. Should be a comfortable hit. You're always a bit wary. Well, he looks to have played this perfectly, or is it going to reach? Yes.
Touching ball.
Judged to perfection.
Trying to get the cue ball in exactly the same place. You've took your line off, John. They might not know what to do now.
Yes, same as before. You've always got to be a bit wary that you don't slide past the reds. A bit pacier this time. And not touching. If ever it's touching, the referee will have a look and declare it.
From Judd, because he realised not only has he covered the red in open play, he's covered the red that he's pushed to the side cushion. Now this is tricky because he's going to have to play off the side of the pack, and these reds are going to spread far and wide.
Well, he doesn't have to play off the side of the pack, I know what you're saying, Will, but he can come off the side cushion again and nestle into them. It's all about patience, this, isn't it? And how A few seasons ago, Judd didn't have the patience, but, well, he's going to play the safety, but, as you say, needs to get it right.
And he has done. Excellent reply.
Yeah. If you were being a little bit hypercritical, he could have done with it in the red a little bit thicker. But that's something now that he's added to his armoury. And he's only going to get better, in my opinion, with his safety game. Obviously, he knows his way around the snooker table, Judd Trump. But
Turn that off, please.
he never really used his tactical side. Well, they are warned by Rob Walker, who does the intros. Please make certain your phones are switched off. Anyway, he wasn't down on the shot, so plenty of time to compose himself. He might take this red on, you know. He thought he wouldn't be leaving anything if he didn't pot it, but the red round about the black spot is available, but Judd's got eyes for something else here, Will.
I think he may have spotted the plant, John. I mean, obviously, if the plant's on, it'll be a lot easier than the red that's on the black spot. And we can probably see it in a second. That's the one he's looking at. Just set slightly for the left-hand jaw, but I think playing it on the left-hand side of this red will straighten it up. There it is.
Well, once again, not the best run of the ball for Stewart, because that plant was knocked into that position by the red he missed. It just rattled the jaws and just nudged that into a plant. And he's played this well, getting this red off the black spot. Will give the black
6.
an opportunity to be available into both corners.
With the black being off its spot, it's kind of a foreign position
7.
to play into the bunch, and there is that one loose red at the edge of the pack that he can spin off one cushion and get on, and maybe even screw around 2 cushions to get on it. He'd like to get into them, but he can't from here. He played off one cushion, finished low, so he may decide to bring reds into play here.
I always feel if you're playing this, don't hit
14.
it too hard, just play it controlled. That, for
15.
Judd, believe it or not, was not too hard. He did control it, and he's on a bought colour.
Played for the one just below the pink, but as you can see, he slightly overran it. It still has the one that you can play around the back of the black.
19.
Not too sure whether he'd decide to play it slowly. I would think he'd go up for blue or bought colour. You never know with Judd. Yeah, didn't really get the desired position on the blue there. I thought plain ball would have been a better choice there. Play for the blue in the opposite middle.
Yeah, well, unless he's got thoughts of going into the reds. There's still that red just below the pink. That's what he played for. And he's played it very, very well, in all honesty. It's not one shot. You put
35.
a little bit too much side on and you're not on the red, but he's on it nicely.
26.
Not too sure whether the pink goes back onto its own spot here. Pink spot is clear. He's running out of reds now, isn't he? This
32.
red is no problem at all. I think the one just below the pink will still pass into the same pocket as he's playing this. There you can see it is available. That's twice. He's
33.
not got past the blue. That is really careless, that one.
Yeah, and a little grimace. Okay, this red to the left of the pink may pop, but he wanted to be close to it. Doesn't look to have hardly any angle on the blue. Well, he's just forced it. But of course, forcing it like that, you're never certain how it's going to come off the cushion. And he didn't want to risk forcing it with a
38.
trace aside, obviously. He played it plain ball, so... Tricky read this. But, as with so many of his pots, right in the heart of the pocket.
It's a lonely seat at the moment for Stuart Bingham, because he'd been now bemoaning that he knocked a red in on his first scoring chance, and Judd cleared, and all of a sudden then he played what he thought was a shot to nothing.
46.
A plant appeared, and Judd's in and running again at 46 and counting.
47.
Yeah, and of course, if Judd was to win this frame, he gets the match all level, which was obviously what Judd was looking for when he came out this morning, just to get back in the
54.
match. But I think there's an awful lot of snooker left in it.
$55.
But there's nothing gives you confidence, well, is there, than putting frames on the board.
And especially winning in one visit as well, John, that thrills you more. He's got a perfect angle here on this pink to run through and push red to the right and red to the left. Couldn't fail to be on one there.
Yeah, he played it well.
61.
I think the black's available, so just the red and the black needed.
62.
There you see it, 69 ahead.
69.
It'll be a lot more ahead in a moment.
70.
Well, a little bit careless, not on the pink, but frame well and truly over. But it'd be nice to see a century, and I'd surely like to make one.
This is hard work to make a century from here. He needs
76.
to get a nice angle on the pink, or possibly the black, to move those two reds into play. We decided to do it with that shot. It's a good effort
77.
as it happens.
Well, if this red goes past the black into the right corner, he's finished perfect on the pink. And it obviously does.
And if he has an angle on the black, he may, because Judd's one of those kind of players, he may
83.
screw back and bring other reds into play. You never know. Didn't have to play all the shots. It's all about fractions.
91.
Needs to pull off a shot now to keep this break going. Well, unlucky Judd Trump. He was sure to get a century. If that red had disappeared, but what a start for Judd Trump. Won 2 frames in 2 one-scoring visits. 91 this time. He levels at 9-all.
And it's taken him 14 frames, but he's back on level terms for the first time since it was 2 frames apiece in the 4th frame. And a reminder of the head-to-head between these two men. At the moment, it's Trump with a superior record, 4 wins to Bingham's 3. Bingham won the Premier League final between these two men 3 years ago, and he did so quite convincingly, 7-2. But they haven't faced each other since November 2013, so 18 months ago. And Bingham won that most recent one, a 6-2 victory in the quarterfinals of the Champion of Champions. But Stephen and I have been chatting in here, and you said he looks in the zone this morning. Why are you able to tell?
There's just a calm and composed look about him, and also if you notice, I was very similar. I was told that I didn't know I was doing it, but apparently when you're in the zone, your mouth is slightly open. You don't have your mouth closed, and if you watch Judd going around the table, his mouth is slightly open. He just looks so relaxed and as I say, composed.
It's as if the jaw is relaxed out there.
Very, very much so. And another little bit that went his way was left a
19th
plant
frame.
there.
Stuart Bingham.
It might be the destiny for today.
Okay, those words from Mr. Hendry. Watch out for the jaw, folks.
Yeah, well, we can't do our job with our mouths closed, can we, Willie? So we're relaxed.
Some people want us to, John, but obviously we're here to try and let people know what's happening.
Now, how's your luck, Judd? On the face of it, not bad. Once you've missed this type of pot, the reds could have gone everywhere, but it didn't, and it was safe.
With that red going on the side cushion, the edge of the pack is a little bit tricky now to guarantee getting balk. You can play over the black spot and play round that way into balk off the red off the side cushion. But of course you don't want to be hitting this slightly thick and curving into the bottom red of the pack. That's the one he's playing. If the black was on its spot, that would be too risky. But once again, he seems to have found the pace this morning.
Yeah, and he's such a beautiful cueist, and as I say, in the last couple of years you've just been feeling, well, he wasn't giving himself an opportunity, a chance to play well, some of the reckless shots he was taking on, but now when he's got a safety shot to play, he gives it 100% concentration, like you should every shot. I think the black may just be covering this red near the left corner. Yeah, just coming to Stuart's rescue. You have to be wary he doesn't leave this, which begs the question, can he hit enough of this red just to send it up the table and leave the cue ball near the top cushion? Looks as though he can. I wouldn't want to risk trying to go to the balk end. Just coming down now, will he? And having a look.
Yeah, sorry, John, there's a couple of thin ones, isn't there? The edge of the pack, he can hit that one thin, and the one on the left-hand side, he can hit that one thin. But as you rightly say, he's got some manoeuvring to do with the cue ball, not to make contact with another ball coming back.
Well, he's going to play this. As long as it's as full as he can, should be safe enough. Sometimes that's all you can do. OK, you get no great advantage from it, but it's safe.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Bingham had the run of the ball yesterday so far in this opening 2 frames. It appears that Trump's had it in the first 2. Usually evens itself out after 3 or 4 sessions.
Keen to cover the path to the red, and has done with the brown. Judd needs to do the same. Prefers to swinging it round off 2 cushions to Judd. He feels as though if he can play it an half ball with lots of side, that he's got more control of the cue ball, but just short of length. But although this red is on to the left corner, he's going to take a good shot to manoeuvre the cue ball. Now, if it was tight on the cushion, there's no way Stuart could even consider taking this pot on. But he can just get below centre on the cue ball to stun it through the gap. Still a tough shot. He's thinking about it.
Great point that, John, about how the modern day players seem to tend to play that swing round rather than the thin safety. They feel they've got a better chance of finding the balk cushion. That's the first one he's hit at for quite some time. And maybe Stuart Bingham's turn to get away with it there. At first glance, there's nothing pots in this pack of reds.
It wasn't easy, and the pace he had to play at it at to try and send the cue ball back to the balk end. It really calls for accurate cueing, and he didn't get it. I'll be surprised if Judd doesn't take this red on now to the far left corner. Well, he didn't, and that's another measure of how his all-round game has improved. But if you're going to play safe, try and play a better one than that.
Yes, he'd be cutting the thread into the middle pocket, bar for the red and black being where it is, because he's got to miss those going down and coming back. He decided to screw into the pack and try and screw the white ball back in behind the green, but the only problem is you'd be crewing into reds and you'll have no idea where the reds are going to go. He's playing this shot. This could go wrong. Got to get a good white here. It's essential to find the cushion. Oh, didn't do anything. White in open play, red going around the table.
Well, he's put his hand up, Stuart, to apologise, so he doesn't think this red's on, but it looks possible. I think he tried to send that red into the blue there. Well, it dropped in. I'm certain I saw Stuart put his hand up and half apologise.
I think he was just gesticulating that he'd hit it so bad.
Got a nice angle on the blue, and of course he could go into the bunch of reds, but I don't know, maybe you're thinking, let's get the black on its spot first.
Six.
Can he avoid the red on the cushion though in trying to play for the black? If not, he can play around the back of the red and guarantee getting onto the pink. But I'm not too sure whether he can get around the back and guarantee getting onto the black. Yeah, that was a strange choice of shot.
Well, to be honest with you, where he overran it, he should never have been hampered by the pink, should he? And of course, he had to make certain, but he's still on this black. And as long as he's not straight on this red, he'll be quite happy. I'm looking at his body language. Seems
14.
quite happy with the outcome, but a little bit of work to do with the cue ball.
15.
Well, there was a loose red, but Judd knows that to win a frame at one visit you need reds in play, and boy, has he played what I think looks to be a good shot there.
22.
My body language is telling me this red might not pot. I'm looking out on the auditorium as you're looking at the screens, but it looks like I can get through to the one that's just below the pink. It looks a certainty.
It looks tight to me. Well, he's going for it. It's tight.
Your mince pies have gone, John. This will pop.
Anyway, he's taking it on.
Normally the camera never lies, but I mean, would you people at home think that pots?
Of course, what that doesn't tell us, and we look now, there's quite a distance between the cue ball and that red that's just below the pink. That's the one he's looking at. Be very disappointed if he has to play safe here. There you go, but as I say, it looks quite simple, but there's a bit of distance between cue ball and object ball.
Even if you had to play it with just a touch of left-hand side, John, it would turn the red over. And we're only talking fractions here, a quarter of an inch. There's the red cuttable in the middle, which he can play around the back of the black, and that looks like he's taking that choice. Oh, it's not reached. It's not reached.
Judd Trump, 22.
Yeah, he played the slow drag, but he didn't really get through the cue ball. And by the time the cue ball had got to the object ball, it gone right offline. And as you say, well, he didn't reach trying to hole for the black. Lucky, really, that he's covered the path to the red, but I don't know whether Stuart will risk playing one red onto the other. He's just having a look where he could leave the cue ball and not leave a pot on that red near the middle. I think it's so close to the middle pocket, he'd really have to get almost in the jaws of the far right corner not to leave a chance of a pot. So yeah, this morning the run of the ball just favouring Judd. Oh, that's nowhere near hard enough. That's well short. And surely this red will cut. Well, he's not looking at it. Looks like it would.
Must be just past the pocket, otherwise he'd already been down and playing it.
Yeah. Deceiving. I mean, if it doesn't pot, you can always play safe off it.
Just wondering if he plays the cue ball in between brown and green here, whether it will cut from further in the table. That's what he's looking at. It obviously would cut from near the yellow pocket.
Well, I think he's lining up a pot here. Well, he found the gap, but obviously once you miss the red, it's running loose, and surely this red now cuts to the middle. If I thought it did before, I'm certain it does now.
He's having a good look at it, John. Let's see if it is on. Yes, I thought for a moment your commentator's eye, John, was gone, but it is back.
1.
And that's not the worst kiss on the blue. When you're playing it that thin, then you have to trust a little bit to luck. Cue ball running loose, but as I say, not a bad kiss on the blue.
Six.
He's only scored 19 points in the opening 2 frames. He hasn't really had a chance, so he's got to have to make this one tell. Those 2 reds up and to the left of the black, they will pot into the right-hand corner. Just coming round to see what kind of angle he's got, because if he runs through, just drops the blue, and he may be hampered with those 2 reds on the left-hand side cushion. He doesn't want to be hampered. You don't want to be queuing over one of these 2 reds to pot one of these 2. I think he's okay.
12.
Just taking his time now, Stuart, over every shot. He knows that this is his big chance to regain the lead in this match. And just giving every shot due care and attention. And the thing is with that, sometimes you can see problems that aren't there. You've got to keep your natural rhythm of playing.
$13.
You can tell in Stuart's demeanour, he's just slowed down a little bit here. He knows this is a great chance to go in front again, and I mean, lost the 2 previous frames without really doing anything wrong. This is a really important frame for Stuart, just to get his confidence back.
19. $20.
You would think at some time or other he'd like
26.
to find an angle on the pink where he could run the pink in and maybe open his 4 reds to just below the pink.
27.
May have that opportunity now. And if this goes right, he'll be opening all the frame up for himself. A little bit tentative. Well, I know he was concerned that he might slide off the cluster and not be on this red
33.
that the cue ball's closest to now. But it looked as though he was catching the nice red. I might have risked hitting it a little bit firmer.
Yes, we saw there was no planting on the 2 reds he was cannon into, so playing it firm would have pushed that red right over the corner. He's still got no problem with this red. As what I say, no problem. He's going to have to screw around the back of the black for pink into the same pocket.
But when you're playing a tricky little shot like this, you concentrate on the pot rather than position. Okay, he's potted it, but what sort of position has he got on the colour?
34.
Not ideal.
I think he's going to have to risk moving one of those 2 off the side cushion here, John, isn't he? Probably the second one of the 2, the one that's nearest the brown. If he plays the cannon into that one, push it on the middle, and if he doesn't quite get the kiss right, he'll still be on the one down into the corner.
Decided to go the other way, and he may just be okay. He may just be able to pot this red to the
40.
right middle.
Touching ball.
And he can get to it, even though it's been declared touching ball. It's a tricky one. It's into a slightly blind pocket. It's there.
41.
Well, it's set off, John. I thought that was hitting the far jaw. Did you see a little curl there?
Yep, absolutely.
In the olden days, you'd have to play for the far jaw on the thicker cloth. There was lots more nap, but these days it usually keeps very true.
So he can just drop this blue in, be nicely on the next red. So 24 points to lead now. These 3 reds
46.
in the middle of the table with high value colours, that's what he's looking at. Would be enough to get to the snooker's required stage.
$47.
Well, considering he didn't get much of an opportunity whether it be by fair means or
53.
foul in the first 2 frames, he's really taken these well. Another glance at the scoreboard. Snooker players always keep looking at the scoreboard. 31 points in front. 2 reds, 2 pinks. We'll put him 45 points in front with 43 remaining.
When you're under pressure, though, John, sometimes you look at the scoreboard and you can't work it out.
Well, yeah. I know.
As you rightly say, John, he's taking these superbly well. He'll leave an angle on the pink now. OK, I'll make sure of the pink, but he'll leave an angle on the pink because he knows
60.
that Jill will come back to the table. She did not get rid of another red after this red. So it's essential here to get a nice angle on the pink. And I think he's gone. Has he gone too
61.
far? No, he's OK. This is, as you rightly say, John, been an excellent contribution. It really has.
So 45 ahead, 43 remaining.
67.
1 snooker required. As Willie said, he needed to get 1 more red to keep Judd in his seat. So Judd will come back to the table.
Stuart Bingham, 67.
1 snooker needed, but a superb break from Stuart. As I say, he didn't have the best of times in the first 2 frames and took them well. Well played.
Are we supposed to do a proper rally out?
Yeah, nice shot. Judd will need a lot of patience here. He's going to get these reds in a position where he can manoeuvre them. If he gets an opportunity, try and bring the brown off the side cushion. Just another ball to snooker behind. And if he has a chance of this red, he'd like to pot it and get on the black. He could even play for the pink and just need 1 snooker. If he gets on the blue, it'll be 1 snooker to tie.
One.
From near the cushion, John, he generates cue ball power that... OK, sure, Murphy gets it moving around a bit, but I honestly think nobody plays that shot better from under the cushion than that red. I mean, didn't hit it hard and generated the spin.
Yeah, he's beautiful cue. His timing is superb, gets
7.
really through. So 1 snooker now, and he'll be able to win. Just a fraction too hard. But there's a few nice balls to snooker behind. You immediately think of the black, but the green's not in too bad a position, or the yellow. Hello, is this red going in? Not quite. Well, Judd, as I say, he could... Well, he'd have to get a black with this red to leave it with 1 snooker required. That's why he's having to play it slow. He's trusting the table. It's not let him down.
1.
got to make certain of this black. And now one snooker needed.
I can't
on the
think of
colours.
too many frames, John, where there's been a snooker got to win a frame. Can you in this tournament? Can't think of too many.
I think Anthony McGill won one frame, didn't he, needing snooker? You always ask me these questions.
Judd Trump,
You know.
8.
Any chance of doing a bit of research before you come in, John?
Well, that was the type of shot that Judd Trump was looking for. That's the way to do it. Good hit. Needs to get it safe. Well, Stuart will play the double, no doubt about that. Well, he's giving it a bit of thought. I don't know why he'd give this thought. If he doubles the yellow, 2 snookers needed, frame over. And the green now is not a good ball to snooker behind. Neither is the brown. Things are looking up for Stuart in this frame now. Well. Oh, I see why. I see why. Good thinking.
Now, the 2-cushion escape here is really tough to hit. Wouldn't surprise me at all if he hits the black here. Well, it looks like he's in the black direct playing off that line.
Foul.
He just had the wrong line then, moves down on the
Stuart
shot.
Bingham, 7.
Let's see from here.
Yeah, and I'm certain that Judd would like to concede. But it's etiquette in the game. When it's your opponent's turn at the table, you don't concede. I mean, as soon as Stuart has finished this visit, Judd will nod to the referee. But as I say, that's the etiquette.
Stuart Bingham, 2. And the frame.
And that's enough for Judd. So, well, he was a little unlucky, Judd. He went into the reds, just didn't get on a ball that we thought he might be on. And then Stuart got the next good chance, and he made a lovely 67 and is in front again, 10-9.
You just mentioned that shot, John, and we talked about it at length, really, and we've got a little parallel lines that have been put up here, because we thought, what Judd played first, I mean, he's played into the bunch, he's opened them up very, very nicely. I mean, looked for sure he'd be on a red. Now, before he plays this red in the middle, he spent an awful lot of time, John, looking at this red just below the pink. We've drawn some parallel lines. I honestly now think this definitely pots. What do you think?
Well, that's what they're telling us, and as you say, the camera never lies. The only question I would ask from that, is that red not going to the right-hand jaw?
Yeah, but could he not put a little trace aside and just to turn it over, John?
Well, if you put a trace aside on, well, then you could just send it offline and hit either the red or the pink. Anyway, in the end, he decided to play this and just got too much drag on it. And that red over the middle, in the end, although he didn't leave it that time, cost him the frame.
Thank you. Frame 20. Judd Trump to break.
There'll be a mid-session interval after this frame. And in some ways, this is a bigger frame for Stuart than it is for Judd. OK, he's got himself back into the match now. OK, 2 frames is not a lot, but at this stage of the match, it is really important to keep that 2-frame lead. Once again, the break-off has been the downfall of a lot of players in this tournament. Well, I think in the Hawkins-Murphy game, there must have been 5 frames lost from the break-off. Will this be another?
A little bit too close to the cushion for comfort. Choice of red, but neither ideal. could get his hand on the table, it'd be simple, but these are tough shots. Oh, and played it beautifully. And so confidently.
Well, it's so hard to say on commentary how tough that shot is, especially under the circumstances, under the pressure he's under. They decide to run off the side of the pack here and play for blue or bought colour. He's going to hold it for the pink in the middle. Pink in the corner. But you know, there was a pack there. He could have flicked off them, John, and gone up for blue or bought colour. But he's still got the one loose red.
Won't really matter at the moment whether the pink goes on its own spot, which apparently it doesn't. Referee Paul Collier just lining up. He used the blue and black as the guide, direct line.
18.
So up for the blue. Nice enough angle. And now ram the blue in and scatter these reds, and if they come out nice, what a chance. Wanting to catch that red he made contact with, full in the face.
24.
The modern day players never missed this shot. It's amazing, isn't it? Just caught it thin. Fraction thicker. Even if it had hit a half ball, it'd have brought a couple more reds out, but it hit it so thin, didn't make contact with the second red. A chance gone. As long as that white isn't going off, it's a decent safety.
Stuart Bingham, 24.
Problem is, when you're playing those, well, he may have been saved by the green. He'd left a sitter to this right corner, but hampered as he is, Stuart, well, it's difficult pot now. All about fractions, isn't it?
We keep saying it, don't we? And it is. And he's going to have to play this to fractions as well. He's going to try and cover this red with the blue. He's played this well. He's played it really well. What an excellent shot. He'd have been coming to the table there with a lot of disappointment, having seen the cue ball finish on top of the green. It's hard to get rid of that disappointment sometimes when you're getting down to play the next shot. But he cleared his mind and played a really telling safety shot. Judd's in trouble here.
So we'll have a look down the line. There is a gap between yellow and blue, but not one that we're giving the potting angle on either red. As you say, Will, he's got a problem here. A big one. Looking to see if he can play a containing safety. I think sometimes in these situations you just got to try and make it as awkward as you can for your opponent. Don't give him an easy chance, because the likelihood of trying to get back to the balk and getting it safe, very slim. Well, he's made his decision. Well, I think he may have half had a thought of the pot there, but He needed that cue ball to be tight on the top cushion. It's not. Yeah, maybe he could get through to the potting angle. It's not what he wanted to play. Well,
One.
that took its time to go in.
We were talking about it at breakfast this morning, John, weren't we? And we were saying that hard off the far jaw, they seemed to go in. If that shot had been played slower off that far jaw, that wouldn't have gone in. It seems to push them in. May decided to play a little cannon into the pink. No need, he can run on and off the side cushion for the red that's 2 away from the pink there into the opposite corner. Some players like to play that little cannon just so they know where the white ball's going to finish. When you're playing it on and off a cushion, you can't guarantee playing in the exact position you want, so that's just a little holding
8.
shot, making sure the cue ball's still in play.
9.
Well, you won't get many better opportunities than this
16.
to win a frame. But let's not forget the importance of it in Stuart's mind. So there'll be a little bit of pressure out there.
Yes, I suppose you wouldn't pick either of these two players, John, to play a telling safety shot, but the shot that Stuart Bingham played from Hampton on the green could and maybe should win him the frame.
17.
Yes, we say many times, you know, potting and break building, but I agree with you. It was a safety shot that really turned the frame around. Judd was fortunate. In fact, that's the only thing I would say about Judd this morning. He's played 1 or 2 of these attacking safety shots, bringing reds into play, but if you're going to play them, you've got to find
23.
the ball cushion. Okay, he was lucky, or it seemed he'd had a result when he left Stuart hampered over the green, but the fact was that Stuart could still get his hand on the table. And as you say,
24.
played a wonderful safety shot that just set up this chance. And I don't think he's going to not take it.
It's 48 points in front. Just have to worry about the reds that are in play here. Doesn't have to worry about the 2 behind the black spot that are on the cushion. Doesn't need those.
It's 30.
Stuart Bingham's fans would have been a little bit worried when he lost the first 2 frames. It's his first semi-final here at the World Championship. Been trying for many, many years to get down to the one-table situation. Having lost the first 2 frames, could have worried a little bit and not played well.
31.
He's dug his toes in. You have to give him credit for how he's played in the last 2 frames.
Well, is there a better picture in sport? Certainly not in snooker than that. And we're coming in with the old Jimmy Jib. So this equates to just another red and a black, red and a pink,
38.
and it'll be snookers required.
39.
Got to make sure, though, he puts at least 1 more red to try and keep Judd from coming back to the table. He wants to get into that. Have a little sit down and have a cup of tea very quickly now. He's done what he needed to do, share the opening 4 frames.
$46.
And this 46 break will give him an awful lot of pleasure, because this break was played under the utmost of pressure.
$47.
Of course, these semi-finals, best of 33, 17 is what's required, 17 frames for a place in the final.
$54.
Been a very good session. 50 or above in every single frame. Judd Trump. 1-3 on the trot. Sorry, 2 frames on the trot with 61 and 91. Bingham replied with 67. 62 and counting this game. It doesn't get a lot better in match play snooker than this.
62.
Well, no century of the two players. Bingham will certainly be the most pleased. Lost the first 2 frames, won the next 2, keeps that 2-frame lead. We go into the interval. Bingham leading 11-9.
Stuart Bingham walks back to the dressing room, and you know, it's really worth reminding you this young man's story. Well, he's not so young anymore. He's going to be 39 next month, well, later actually, this May. And you know, it took him to 2000 to qualify here. He turned up and he beat a certain Stephen Hendry, who was the favourite in round 1. But thereafter, Stephen, another 8 years to get back and actually win a match here. This is only the 2nd time ever he's got to the quarters and beyond. This is an amazing 15-year journey for him.
It's a phenomenal story, Stuart's career. The first 3 quarters of his snooker career, he was basically thought of as a bit of a journeyman, just a, you know, a decent player that would cause the odd, I mean, obviously beat me, like, but that's how he was thought of. It might cause the odd shock on his day, but would never be considered as a tournament winner. Obviously his major wins have always been outside the UK, but as you say, his record in sort of the 3 blue ribboned events is not been great. I think he's had a couple of semis at the UK. As you say, his record here is not great. So for him to be the semi-final and still be, you know, looking impressive, those last 2 frames, you know, he could have been, you know, really felt the pressure, but he looked really composed, them breaks he made in the last 2 frames.
But, you know, you're right, because it took him till he was 35 years of age to really get a breakthrough. He won the Australian Open, and that was the start of it. It coincided with Barry Hearn's revolution in the sport. He started to play in everything. He's always been renowned as a guy who'll go anywhere and he'll play anywhere. Yes. And I think that seems to have benefited him so greatly. Yeah,
I think he's a snooker fan. I think you always see him watching snooker, sometimes even in the crowd. I think he just loves playing snooker. Obviously, he started with his coach, and that obviously turned things around, and he's got great confidence from that. But I mean, he's such a lovely guy, and it's great to see him. You know, obviously he was emotional after beating Ronnie and getting to the single table situation. I just think he himself possibly can't even believe what he's doing.
And he's holding himself together so well there, because I'm sure he expected an onslaught from Judd Trump, and he got it there, winning 3 frames on the trot. That might have been a point where his nerve might have started to go.
Yeah, and that's the problem that Judd's got. When you're chasing, he's won the first 2 frames, but then he's only level, and then so Stuart, by winning 2 frames, he's gone ahead again. So it's very frustrating for Judd in this match. He's always been chasing. We've laboured on the point a lot of times where he maybe thought he was going to be playing Ronnie, and he's maybe sat in his chest and I can't believe I'm struggling against Stuart Bingham. I can't believe I'm not winning this match easily. And those are the thoughts that might be going through Judd's mind.
Okay, well, it's Stuart Bingham who looks the stronger of the 2 at the moment, but we've got 4 more frames to complete this morning. But whilst they're having a little bit of a tea break, we will concentrate on events in the other semi-final. Now, Sean Murphy turned up here last night trying to win 4 more frames that would have given him only the 9th one session. Final session, no, it's not final session, it's goodness, it's a victory. I'll get this right, Stephen, shall I? It's a victory with a session to spare.
That's the one.
That's the one in Crucible history. So it was something fairly unique. And Hawkins, the man he was playing here, well, he had other ideas, because this guy came here winning 3 of the first 4 frames with 2 centuries en route, and he was determined not to suffer the same fate that he had last year when he was beaten with a session to spare in this semi by Ronnie O'Sullivan. So it went 7 frames to 15, and 2 more to play last night, Sean needing both of them to complete this victory, and we're going to join them in frame 23, Hawkins on a break of 28.
Oh, just missed it.
Barry Hawkins, 28.
You've got to be absolutely spot on for these middle pockets. 1. Eight. 9. Yep.
He's still here. What a gentleman he is. Nico
16.
McBrain, the drummer with Iron Maiden. He loves snooker, and he's got one of these championship star tables in his home in America. And he had a table fitter from Ireland, went over, set it all up.
$17.
Well, these reds are set up now like you would for practice. And he seemed to have got his mind back on the job, Sean. Just a little lapse, thinking, well, the match was
23.
over. I'll try and entertain the crowd.
$24.
100% concentration now from Sean. He'd love to have the afternoon off, but he'd have to win this frame and the last frame,
31.
the frame that would take him through to the final with the session to
32.
spare.
Yes, in the first few frames this evening he was
39.
not being fair really to his own ability. He's played superb during this match. Break after break. But then when you're playing shots
40.
that you shouldn't really be playing, you're sort of not being true to your ability. But as I say, he's got the right mindset now.
47.
Still needs 3 of these remaining reds.
$48.
Yeah, he could afford to take a few risks, and that's what he'd done. But he knew he was comfortable. He soon changed his tactics, and that paid off. And he's back stroking the ball beautifully. He really
53.
is.
$54.
26 the difference, and he has very little to do with the pink to leave both those reds for the right corner. So he won't need the red that's up between the brown and green.
60. $61.
Well, he will, Dennis, if he's going to treat us to another century break. I didn't know the game was this easy, to be honest with you.
68.
Just checking the score. Just this red needed.
69.
Yeah, and I think he's also thinking, well, I could play for the blue off that red, and that'll be easy to get on the red in the middle, and he's played it really well. So
74.
Could be our third century of the evening.
75.
And if he does make the century, he will equal Neil Robertson's tally of 11 centuries
79.
made in this year's World Championship.
81.
Superb stuff.
84. 88. 93. 99.
Taken these absolutely beautifully. Well played. That's for Sean Murphy, who built up the big advantage. He's now got his match face on. It's a ton-up. Another one. And now Sean Murphy is just one frame away from a place in the final. He leads Barry Hawkins 16 frames to 7.
Yeah, what a high-quality performance this is, and it's worth reminding you that was Sean's 5th century of the match. He's 11th, as Dennis was saying, of the championship, and it's the 75th century of the championship so far, and we're edging ever closer to the record of 83 that was set in 2009. So back we go. There's only one more frame to be played in the evening. Will it mean that Murphy's in the final, or will Barry dig in once more? Murphy at the table, trailing by 8 points here.
And this could be the opportunity to get to the final with a session to spare.
That's what Sean will be after. He won't want to be coming back in the afternoon. He can relax, see the other boys battle out their semi-final. It's a long old 17 days here at the Crucible Theatre. Takes a lot out of you mentally. And if you can have an afternoon off, it makes quite a difference.
14. 15.
'Oh, he's stuck in the reds, and he's got a similar type shot to the one that Barry missed.
22.
He had have just got this middle of those two reds to the right, he'd have been perfect. So this is awkward. And he's done exactly the same as Barry.
22.
He's got the unwanted side on it. It's amazing, both players playing more or less the identical shot.
1.
Just striking down on it. Probably got a tracer side on it, threw it offline. Well, he couldn't have them better. This was Barry's. That was probably a bit easier than Sean's, actually, but they both did the identical thing there.
Nine.
He lost the first session of this match, Barry, by 6 frames to 2. Second session by 7 frames
15.
to 1. And of course, that was the catalyst for him being so far behind.
16.
But if he can win this frame, he's won the session 5-3. Win the match now, highly unlikely. But just getting to the final session when he was so far behind and keeping his focus
23.
and giving every shot his best, every credit to him.
24.
Yeah, he won't mind getting dressed up for tomorrow afternoon session, getting the suit back on, the bow tie. It's pride, isn't it? When you're at the one table situation here at the Crucible, John, you don't want to let go.
No, you don't.
31.
And it's the most amazing arena.
32.
I mean, a lot of people said he was a little unlucky with the way the draw panned out because he had that epic match with Neil Robertson, which he ran out a 13-12 winner. But by the time the match was finished and he'd done his press interviews and got back to his hotel, apparently he's staying in a little
37.
cottage just outside of Sheffield. You know, he wouldn't have got to bed till 2 o'clock in the morning, so it was a big ask to come back at 1 o'clock the next afternoon and produce. You know, he's bound to have a bit of a hangover from that match, but that's just the way the draw worked out.
38.
So maybe that first session was just a step too far. But he's certainly shown everyone tonight, Dennis, how well he can play. You give him the chance.
Yeah, he's producing the snooker that he's produced throughout
44.
the championship this year. And really, the way he's come back, he had a couple of torrid months, it has to be said, in the UK championship. He led Nigel Bond 5 frames to 0.
45.
And Nigel come back and beat him 6-5. And that took a lot out of Barry. But he's certainly back to his best here at the Crucible. And I know I've mentioned it before, it seems silly, but because of that tiredness, if he had took the second frame, which he was odds-on favourite to do,
51.
and levelled it 1-all, you know, it could have been a whole different story. He knew
52.
he needed a good start against Sean Murphy, and he didn't get it. £40 ahead. This
54.
red and black or pink would leave Sean needing a snooker. Well done, Barry Hawkins. Just the black to give him this final frame of this session.
Well, a little unlucky when playing the cannon.
62.
But if he's going to make a century, he needs high-value colours. Have a look at the scoreboard to see what the possibility is of a century. You've got to get to 73 points when you come to the 6 remaining colours.
Hello.
63.
What a beauty that was. Awkward queuing there. Well, what a way to finish the session this would be.
68.
He's had 2 centuries already this evening.
Just stopped in his tracks. He needs a good shot here to get position on the yellow. Decided just to make certain of the black, so this is a tough yellow.
76.
Let's wish him luck with it.
Oh, what a shame. But Sean Murphy will come forward, and he's going to have to come back tomorrow. Well done, Barry Hawkins. And Sean acknowledges this crucible crowd. But Barry Hawkins deserves a big round of applause. What a cheer he's getting here. And why not? He's got a long way back, a big mountain to climb, but it's 16-8 to the Magician.
Oh, and didn't the Crucible crowd love that last night, Stephen? Actually, Hawkins won that session 5 frames to 3. And how much do you sense pride in performance mattered to him out there last night?
Very much so. We mentioned he lost with the session early last year to Sullivan, so he didn't want to do it again. He doesn't want to be regarded as that person that keeps getting battered in semi-finals.
Exactly, yeah.
So that was a big thing for him last night, just to get through to today.
OK, well, obviously Sean Murphy needs the one more. They'll be coming back at 2:30 for that final session in that semi. But here we go. We got 4 more frames to play in this morning session. The world number 10, Stuart Bingham, has restored his 2-frame advantage over Judd Trump. He's just 6 frames away from the winning post now. Let's head back to Willie and John.
Thank you, Hazel. And of course, every frame now is just magnified.
Frame 21. Stuart Bingham to break.
17 the target, remember, for a place in the final.
Not a bad break off that. Only safety shot available for Judd.
Yeah, decent safety shot as well. The reds that would be possible into this right corner, the one closest to it, covered by the green. That just puts a little more pressure on this safety from Stuart. Got to cover that red if he's trying to get back to the balk end. Just playing a containing shot, but I think he may have left a tempter for Judd into the far right corner here. Doesn't turn down many pots, doesn't Judd? It's a tough one. Not quite. And he's left the pot on for Stuart. Wasn't far away, but not far away isn't good enough.
The only thing that worries me here, if he plays the run through, he may have to miss the kiss on the red going. He may play it slow enough to play on the black, but he's got to play with a little bit of right hand side to avoid the kiss on the red to the left of the black. Plain ball, he'll kiss it. Decided to get all that's worked out nicely. Well, if he judged that, I think that would happen. He's unlucky not to have got onto the black, but I mean, how could he judge that kiss? Was he playing distant into the pack, Jonas, down the pink? Do you think maybe through the pink?
Whatever. This black made him, well, he's just slightly off the cushion. You don't want to play this with too much pace. Paul Collier having a very close look. He was very close there to the red on the left-hand side of the cushion. He's having another close look here. Well clear of it this time around. Yes, played it nicely. it nicely. There was a lot of pressure on that one.
8.
Yeah, beautiful shot, but as you can see, he was a little unfortunate in playing that cannon off the pack of reds 2 shots ago, that he's pushed a red near the black spot, so the black's out of commission at the moment. Boy, if he gets a nice angle on the blue, he'll be straight into the pink. Fraction too far this time.
$13.
Well, not got the good angle on the blue he was looking for. So he's just going to have to drop it in. Maybe we'll think about, now you see, just the wrong side of straight. Maybe thinking if I can leave the cue ball in a position, he could pot the red to the left corner and maybe release the black. As we always say, it's going to be very difficult to win a frame with just blue and baulk colours to play for.
18.
And that's the situation at the moment, and he's not going to play to move the black off this. Decided he didn't want to do that, so, well, can he get to the pink? He's had a look. Doesn't look on, does it? We'll soon know. He thinks he can get to the pink in the middle. Now he's stopped, but the way he's walking round, he's on it.
This is one of those situations where he'd love the pink to go directly behind the pack of reds. He hopes the pink spot's covered, but I would imagine the pink's still on its spot. We'll know in a moment. I'd love that pink to go at the back of the pack. Let's just see whether the pink spot's available. Poor colleague getting his ball marker out to see if it is. Doesn't want it on its spot this time. But unfortunately for him, it goes on.
25.
Now he could risk trying to bring the black into play off this red. Depends whether he wants to take a risk. Maybe he's thinking, if I can get back up on the blue, get a nice angle, and then play a cannon into the bunch of reds. And the way he's looked at that, Willie, do you think he's contemplating potting this red, screwing towards that cluster and screwing off them back up for blue or baulk colour?
If he can get into it, I think that's a good choice. But I think if he gets into it well, he won't even kiss the pack. Didn't
26.
get into it at all.
Yeah, I could see what he was looking at, but as you say, he needed to get instant backspin. Obviously, he can easily hit the black, but hitting the black doesn't give him much advantage, and he's badly hampered. He's looking at playing for a baulk colour, but if he doesn't hit it, of course, miss will be called.
Yellow ball.
The only problem I can see with playing a baulk colours, and if he hits this yellow full ball, there's 2 pots available for Judd. I think he should have played for the black there. But if he catches it half ball, it's fine. And he's giving a pot away there.
Stuart Bingham, 26.
Yeah, he did catch it full ball, so the cue ball's finished on the baulk line. Judd with his hand on the table. But not easy pots. But he's knocked in harder shots so far in this tournament. But now, as I say, every shot you take on the consequences are going to be magnified if you don't get it. So, refusing it, looking for the safety. But well short of pace. Well short of pace, so it's risky now. And there's no way Stuart's going to turn down this opportunity. This could be a frame winner.
And played it a shot to nothing with pace, knowing that the yellow would have been there, but he's such a good long potter. Perhaps hit that a fraction too hard. Looking at that picture, he wouldn't have got in if he played it slower.
Well, once again, caught that much too full. Just about reaching the baulk line. Not the baulk cushion, which is what he needs. Safety play last couple of shots, just a little bit ragged.
He's thinking about refusing this red, but because he can't guarantee getting onto a colour apart from the yellow. He's just off straight, as you can see there. If he runs through, he'll be kissing into those 3 reds and pink on the way back up. And there's the 3 reds and pink that have come into play, but he did miss that by the proverbial mile.
Where's the cue ball going? Well, considering he missed the red by so far, he's lucky not to have left anything. That red he missed was careering round the table. And the cue ball running to other reds, but nothing left for Judd, it doesn't appear. Now he needs a good length with this safety shot. Bit better. And of course he looks to have... Maybe there's one red he could play safe down the left-hand side of the table as we look, but it's not an easy safety, this. Very congested on the right-hand side. So this is a red I thought he could play safe off down the left-hand side of the table. Got to hit it just right. Well, in the end he thought it was too risky. So he's played the container, but he's left the red to the left middle here. But Judd has had a few problems with his reds. I remember in the second session of this match, it wasn't this middle, it was the other middle, but he was just not finding the heart of the pocket. But he's found that one. And that was all brought about by one good safety. And how many times do we see it happen? But he played this well.
So I was on that second session, John, you were talking about. He must have missed 4 balls in the right-hand middle. That went right into the heart of the pocket, and it looks to be absolutely dead straight on this black. He may have to risk playing the cannon into the 4 reds around the pink, because I don't think there's anything's available into that left-hand middle. He's just trying to make something happen here, just trying to get some sort of kiss, and he got absolutely none of them. Any sort of kiss on those reds would have pushed the red out of the way. A little bit unlucky, that.
Yep. He put the side on a bit more side, but that red he's just flicked by. If he'd have caught that half ball, it'd have been a lovely opening. unlucky, but it's the way the balls run sometimes, so got to put that disappointment behind you and concentrate on a good safety.
Judd Trump 8.
Interesting spectator there in the audience. Nico from Iron Maiden, one of the best drummers in the world and one of the leading groups in the world. He loves his snooker. Had a table shipped out last year to America where he lives. Big friend of Ken's.
Once again, can't find an escape route down the left-hand side of the table. Nothing straightforward here. Oh! Tried to pot his way out of trouble and I thought it was in, and I think Stuart did as well.
The expression on the face tells all. Just wait till you see the expression on his face. He thought that was in. But got a good white. Only a safety shot available for Judd.
There's a red that is possible into the right middle, but at the moment Judd has got complete control of this tactical exchange, so I see no reason why he should want to push the balls out. Just play quarter ball off this red just below the pink. Needs to find the ball cushion. Don't think he's left a pot on, but he didn't find the ball cushion. Well, Stuart having a look. I think it's whether he can just get past the pink as we move round and show you. Not the red closest to the pocket, the one just below the pink, and it looks as though he may be able to get through to enough of that.
Yeah, I think he may be able to, he's looking at it now, he may be able to get to the one that's farthest up from the table. That may pass through that cluster of 5 there into the corner. But the thing is, John, if he plays this with the right-hand side to help the pot, it pushes away before it pushes in. So I don't think the side might not have time to come back. As you can see, it's very tight.
But once again, I will just reiterate, if that cue ball was tight on the baulk cushion, there's no way he'd be contemplating any kind of pot.
Yes, he was going to go on to win this match. I would imagine he still might be slight favourite at this stage, but he's certainly going to have to play slightly better safety. Right. Decided that neither reds were available, and just got exactly the same shot he can play here. A quarter ball one that John suggested on the previous time, but must find that baulk cushion. It'd be very easy to play in towards the green, but of course you'd be leaving easy safety shots if you don't find the baulk cushion. At least playing this way, you can't get back into baulk off a thin cut. Now how's the white this time? A lot better.
Yeah, better, but I think Stuart may be able to get past the blue to play that red that's just above the pink quarter ball and get that cue ball back to the baulk cushion. Shouldn't have left him any possibility of an escape route down the left-hand side of the table.
Well, Judd's going to have to play some sort of plant here. He's just looking at this red now, the one that's, whether it's in a dead line to pot it. When you play this kind of plant, you've just got to say to yourself, well, I'm actually trying to pot the red I'm hitting first. Because you can see it's just slightly offset, but at least he knows he's going to get a good white. At least he was bound to get a good white, so he played that with a little bit of confidence. Same scenario for Stewart. Well, he played the plant.
Well, this frame certainly in the balance. Who's going to win this tactical battle?
One.
Well, we had a beautiful little bit of commentary from Whispering Hazel Irvine there. Obviously, the studio they've got now is right next to the commentary box. We're kind of soundproofed in our commentary box. Their commentary box is not quite as soundproofed. Amazing that he's possibly only going to score 3 points from that chance.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed there to have had to play the yellow. I mean, he played for the pink. Still got a pot on, but a bit more pressure now. Fluke. No. Just getting slightly concerned here, Willie.
Do you think he's hitting hat the ball, John?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that smooth cue action is in operation at the moment. It could obviously be a lot to do with the pressure, but he's just hitting them that little bit too hard for me.
Yeah, what we're talking about in saying hitting at it, he's kind of jabbing at the ball a little bit. He's not letting his beautiful cue action take control of the shot. And that's only nerves. This is a treble. It'd be interesting if he takes this one onto the right of the pink, because it's a similar sort of shot to the one he's just missed, and we know that Judd just loves this kind of shot, but I mean, if he plays for any other colour bar yellow or brown, he's going to be leaving a red on. This is a pressure pot.
Yeah, looking at that, it's about an even money chance with the percentage so far. Well, that's a lovely pot. Now the question is, does the yellow or brown pot? So he's going to have to play the green, which may be no bad thing. Because cutting the green in, he'll be running into other reds. And I was going to say, may bring the black into play, and it couldn't have worked out better.
4. 5.
Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. You cannot miss those if you want to go on to get
5.
a place in this Betfred World Championship final.
Costly. How costly that could be.
suppose in saying that, he's a little bit fortunate not to have left the red in the right middle, which would have been the one he'd have been playing for. This one in the left middle is a slightly blind pocket. Is it? Oh, that might be a foul shot. It's very close to this yet. Red. Paul Collier was having a really good look at that. He was leaning over that red, and his waistcoat was a little bit loose there. No choice here. He could clip the red in the middle and push another red into play, because as we look at these three reds that are nearest the side cushion, none of them pot into the right-hand corner. So he may play a little cannon here. He's bound to be on blue or black should the cannon work. And decided to make sure and just play for the black, but as I mentioned, none of these three reds pot in this corner at the moment.
Played for the one along the cushion, thinking he may be able to drop
16.
on the red to the left middle, but it's going to be the one along the cushion. He'll probably screw back for the blue, because he can't get away from the cushion, and the blue will be easier than the black. Well, he didn't manage to force
17.
it round, and a little bit too much pace, but always knew he had the blue in reserve. Black to go 34 points in front with 51 remaining. Still a couple of reds required. Played it beautifully. Okay, we're having a stretch over, but I'm certain he can get to this.
24.
Checking the scoreboard. Red cover, red needed to give him a 3-frame advantage. Well, Judd must be ruining that miss on the black. Didn't expect that. Didn't see that one coming.
Virtually dead straight in this red. I think he can screw back and miss the kiss on the red and get onto the blue or pink. It's amazing. It looks at first glance, you think red colour red, absolute certainty, but not only has he got to pot this and get nicely on the colour, he's got to leave an angle to get onto that red in open play. Of course, he wouldn't be able to do that from the blue. He will be able to do it from the pink. So a clever shot that, playing for the pink rather than the blue.
So 41 ahead, 43 remaining. Pot the red.
31.
42 ahead with only 35 remaining. So that missed black from Judd Trump has cost him the frame. So now in a 3-frame advantage. Stuart
35.
Bingham with 3 more frames to be played. this session will have an opportunity to take a nice advantage
Bingham 35.
into the final session tonight. Looks like 3 frames in front. It's not a bad idea if your opponent needs a snooker. You get one on him, and then not much chance of him getting one back. And it's not the easiest one to hit. You've got to avoid the blue, the black. And
Foul.
that's a
Bingham
concession.
4 frame conceded.
So
French
a
snooker.
little bit upset there. Tap the yellow, put the cue down a little abruptly, so Judd not happy, and why should he be? He missed a sitter of a black. And Stuart Bingham now is 3 frames in front, 12-9.
And we picked up a little bit of something, John, didn't we, in commentary? We're saying that Judd just starts to be hitting at the ball, and we've got a chance of showing 2 shots. This is the first one. Now, he missed this by the very mark. He hit hat this one, John, didn't he?
Yeah, as we watch him, and funnily enough, there's probably a slight bit of movement there as well. I think Dennis was commentating the other day and said there was a bit of that. But this one, he just sort of floated it in.
It appears, John, that when he's playing a long pot, playing at pace with stun, he misses them. But I can't remember him missing one of those this year when he's played with topspin.
And this one, he wasn't hampered by the red. Maybe played it with a flicker side and thought the side would take it away from the black. And of course, just caught it a fraction thick and it didn't drop. And that was disappointing. Not much reaction, but there was certainly a reaction at the end of that frame when he left to go back to the dressing room.
If the cue went slightly harder on the table than normal.
Yeah, you could hear it drop. You could hear a cue drop.
Not a raindrop, a cue drop. John, it's a very interesting stage of the match now. I mean, Bingham, of course, got 3 more frames to play. He'll be thinking I could get an unassailable lead going into the last session.
Yeah. He's got to now start thinking of making a big push now for the winning line. He doesn't want to start looking over his shoulder.
I just think that's a great point, John. If you start trying to protect that lead rather than kick on, that would be the... I think this next frame now is massive. If Stuart can win this frame, you could see him kicking on and making, a 4, maybe 6 frame lead going into the final session. But I think this frame is really important, this next one. You'll believe in it if he goes 13-9.
Yeah, well, there's 3 more to play. If Judd was to win them, he could get back to level, so there's lots of possibilities.
The 22nd frame.
A scoreline that most people here at the Crucible, most people watching at home, wouldn't have been expecting at this stage of the match. We all know how good a player Stuart Bingham is. But Judd Trump was odds-on favourite to lift the title, not only odds-on favourite to win this match. Judd Trump is on spot of bother.
Well, I'm not quite certain whether that was the red he intended to hit. But the black's out of commission. He's left his pot on. Wasn't even close with that one. He's lucky to have got away with it, but there was nothing there that convinced me that he's feeling good. I know it's a bit awkward when that green's next to the cue ball, where you're just frightened you might foul the cue ball.
It's exactly what we were just talking about in between frames, wasn't it? When he plays with topspin, he gets close 99.9% of the time, but whenever he's cueing down on it, unless he's cueing absolutely perfectly, he's missing an awful lot of those. not trying to cut this in, Stuart. Is just playing the up and down safety.
Good effort. Has he got the snooker? Or can Judd just get through to this red on the right-hand side? Very tight. Well, it might look reckless, but he was just trying to screw that cue ball back to the balk end. Let's have a look at this. Just looking at the shot again. And that blue just rocked. It did rock.
That was almost, when we've looked at it 3 times and I just spotted it, a little bit like goal line technology there, John, wasn't it? It was so hard for the referee to call, so we'll certainly forgive him for that one. Good pot, but as you can see, absolutely no colour.
Well, blue, I think, will be the nominated ball.
Blue ball.
And that's the line he's looking at. Not quite.
And the miss. Judd Trump 1, Stuart Bingham 5.
He's unlucky to finish there.
Back.
And Stuart, having it put back, which surprises me a little bit, because he could get through to that red to the left of the black, and he could have played the pot, thin kiss off the black, take the cue ball back to the balk end.
Okay.
I'd expect Judd to hit it this time. But of course, he still left the possibility of that red to the left corner.
John mentioned he might just be flicking into the black. The harder you play this, the wider the white throws. So depends what pace he plays this at, to what kind of kiss he gets on the black. Can't hit a ball better than that. And like Judd Trump, you know, when they're playing the run-throughs, these two guys, they're such good potters when they're playing those plain ball pots. It's just when they start digging down on the ball, they seem to miss them. Now it's a big target of 2 cushions to go into the bunch. Black's in open play. It may just be able to hold it and drop on these 2 reds in the middle. Yeah, he was able to hold it. Has the yellow gone in though? Only just.
Three. Four.
Well, he has an angle off the brown here to come off the side cushion. He's just looking, he's pointing there to go into the cluster of reds behind the pink. And if this was to go right, he could score heavy from this opportunity. Didn't catch the red, caught the pink, but it's okay. Well, just about okay. I wouldn't say it's perfect on this red to the right corner by any means. But wanting to hit the heart of the reds, not the pink.
Is there a gap, John, do you think? Can he get on the black?
I'm not certain there is. There may be. Well, he purposely stunned into the second red, and you couldn't play a positional shot better than that. Superb. And played a bit of right-hand side, so when the cue ball did stop, you see how it quickened up off the cushion? Played it well.
Shot of the morning session for me. If he kisses that red thick, he kisses into the black. If he hits it thin, he gets a double kiss on the red. Couldn't have played it better. I'm not sure whether the red at the back of the pat pot's in the opposite corner to the one he's playing now. Well, if he doesn't, he'll play for the one in the middle. He's played for the one in the middle pocket. Got to get an angle on baulk colour to be able to get back for these two reds.
16.
Yeah, and just a little shake of the head there from Stewart. He wanted to be on this red a bit straighter, so he could have screwed back off the side cushion and stayed on the black. And he knows the last thing he wants is this cue ball to be travelling long distances up and down the table. He wants close control.
Sure. 17.
I was having another look at going to the bunch, but I'd certainly be playing for the two reds here, because the pack's not bad at all to go into from the black. The only problem I can see with playing the yellow, if he doesn't play into the bunch, is missing the kiss on the pink. Because he'd have to play two cushions to get onto these two reds. Now, is he going into the bunch, or is he playing two cushions for the two reds? There's your answer. Very gently played. Going to be hampered, but either
19.
red on choice of two.
And that time couldn't have hit them better. He obviously can get through to this red to the right corner. Up for a baulk colour again. But of course this time he doesn't have to be playing
20.
any cannons. The reds are there. And because those two reds on the left-hand side of the table are blocking the black for that left corner, you'd want to get on that red, one of those reds sooner rather than later. And as you say, Willie, beware of the pink.
It's a huge ball, isn't it? That's exactly where he wants the cue ball to hit the cushion if he's going to play for those two, off two cushions. And because of that, was trying to get on them off one cushion. Didn't want to put the black safe. But good shot, that.
22. $23.
Just two shots away from making this an excellent opportunity to go 13-9 in front. The angle is he's got in the black. He can play for choice of reds in the middle. Just gone a fraction too far for the one I thought he'd play. The middle of those three reds in front of the cue ball there. That pot's in the middle, but hasn't got the angle now. So up for baulk colour again.
30.
Yes, he's making hard work of this opportunity.
$31.
Landed okay though. Be yellow again.
Not guaranteed to get on this single red perfect. Well, I'm surprised he's played for the one on the baulk on the black cushion. But now this is the red I thought he played for the previous time. The middle of one
35.
of those three reds pots in the middle pocket. But he's eyeing up the more difficult shot. Played it lovely.
36.
He's not frightened to play laser on the cushion.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. This black will put in 47 points in front with 75 remaining. So asking for Paul Collier to clear the cue ball, and Judd, well, worrying times for his supporters, I would suggest, Willie.
Absolutely. I mean, they're looking at now going 13-9 behind. You mentioned how hard work this break has been, John, and just look at the colours he's having to pot.
Yeah.
8 reds in this break of 43.
Yeah, 3 yellows, 2 browns, 3 blacks.
$44.
You believe that this red has been available for quite some time, will you? And this red
51.
and a colour to get to the snooker's required stage.
52.
So the black will put Stewart 63 points ahead with just 59 remaining.
And even though he didn't get a good kiss on that red to bring it into a potable position, he may have nudged it in a position where this plant's on. It's on, but whether he's playing to them or not, I don't know. Well, he's played to move them. OK, he's in the snooker's required stage, but you know for one thing, Judd is certainly going to come back to the table.
59.
May have a bonus here, John, touching ball.
Touching ball.
Yeah, at the moment, Judd Trump needs 1 snooker to tie. But it looks like another frame that's gone the way of Stuart Bingham. Looks certain to me, well, it will be 4 frames in front. Still 2 more frames to be played in this session. Big ones for Judd Trump.
Absolutely, and I'm a little surprised. OK, putting the black safe is a massive bonus when he needs 1 snooker to tie, but it's so easy to play up into the jaws of that right-hand pocket where the blue is. OK, putting the black safe is great, but you're not going to, necessarily get a good white this way. But maybe he has. Maybe he has. Great effort. Well done. Without the flick on the blue, though, it wouldn't have been snookered.
Well, that was a good hit. Does he get behind the blue? Not quite. That would have been a bonus. Well, mixed it on the way up, but anyway, just needs 1 snooker to tie. I think he'll want to concede, but as I say, it's not etiquette and fair play to Judd. He'd be very disappointed to have missed that and not even giving himself a chance of getting the snooker, but he didn't want to concede when it was Stewart's turn to play.
I'm sure people at home now realise how this crucible nerves can get you. Judd Trump hasn't missed 1 ball like that all tournament. He's under pressure now, and it's showing. When you come under the cosh at the crucible, nothing is easy. This one might be.
Well, Judd Trump will be relieved he didn't concede. Thank goodness for etiquette.
One.
To keep to the 1 snooker required to tie, he's got to get blacks off these reds.
8.
Anything less, and it will be 2 snookers.
Do you think it's worth the risk, John, playing around the back of the bunch? Well, he's playing the more difficult red to get onto the black. I think risking going round Bork and bringing the red into play that he could kiss is very dangerous. That's why he's played for the blue, so he now needs the 2 snookers.
9.
Could have had a better angle on this red.
14.
He can screw directly down for the black. Needs to miss the green. Did do.
15.
Just about on the black. So he'll pot the black, he won't be playing to pot or get position on the last red. He'll be using that last red as a snookering ball because needing 2 snookers. But if he was to get 1 snooker and a free ball, 1 snooker would be enough.
That's gone in a really awkward place to try and get a snooker. Probably playing behind the green off 2 cushions, red in behind the black. May have got behind the green, but he hasn't got the red in the right position.
Judd Trump, 22.
Yeah, it's difficult to lay a snooker, and then when you can't, you must get the object ball safe. Because if Stuart knocks this in, it's frame over. It's frame over.
1.
So Stuart Bingham now certain to go 4 clear.
Five. 7.
Well, Stuart's now done his morning's work, as it were, getting at least 4 frames on the board to mean he's going to have at least a 2-frame lead going into tonight's final session. But now he'll be trying to kick on
14.
and get 4 or more frame lead going into the final session. Break of 59 out in the frame. Judd Trump started to miss a few. Worrying time for Trump. He goes 4 behind now at 13-9. How do you get yourselves out of the situation, John? Well, Judd's obviously going through a spell at the minute where nerves are getting a hold of him in this match. He was favourite coming into this match. He wouldn't have expected Stuart to be this far in front at this stage.
No, it's all right being favourite, and it's all right being seeded higher than the others. I mean, Judd's world ranked 6, Stuart's world ranked 10, so obviously not much in them in the world rankings. In their head-to-heads, it's been pretty close, but Stuart just seems to be gaining in confidence, and he will do because Judd's missing, and we'll look back at one wonderful positional shot he played here.
We were discussing playing for a gap, John, weren't we, in this, or even like, you know, just playing for a bought colour probably, but he played a shot here and had to hit it thin, John, didn't he?
Yeah, obviously there was no gap and played it absolutely beautifully.
Went on to make 56, which in turn went on to leave Bingham, Trump leading snookers.
Key to 23rd frame. Stuart Bingham to break.
There's been some great comebacks at the Crucible, but I get that feeling at the moment that Judd needs to win at least one of these 2 frames. If he loses them both, this match may be gone. And a poor safety. Well, he may just have had a stroke of luck, and at the moment he needs it.
That stroke of luck he has may force Stuart to playing this red in the middle, and of course that will free the black. Well, is it a stroke of luck if this goes in? It looks there to me. Oh! How has that not gone in? It rocked, John, didn't it? It rocked on the, on the bridge of the pocket.
It looked in all the way, and then it just drifted to that near jaw. But even then, you thought that pace, gravity would take over. How has it stayed there?
One.
So a reprieve for Trump. Got to make this chance pay. I'm a big advocate of going to the pack at all times, as you know, when I'm commentating. But
6.
now and again, there was 4 loose reds there, and he's just relying on a bit of luck there at the pace he played it, and
7.
nearly knocked a red in the corner. Now and again, you just got to have a little look round and see what's happening. Going into the pink, especially.
Drop of the arm there. You wanted to be on this red in a way you could play for the black in the same pocket. Well, he's trying that. This is a difficult shot. He's played
13.
it absolutely beautifully. You couldn't miss the ball better than that. Well played, young man.
Any sort of unwanted side there, a little bit of left, he'd been accruing into those reds. Got to make this chance pay.
So obviously this top red goes to the left corner.
20. $21.
It's all about keeping tight control of that cue ball now to make the pots that much easier.
He made a break of 91 in leveling at 9-9. Since then, he hasn't made a contribution above 30.
28.
That's why he's gone 13-9 behind.
29.
There is a red at the end of that cluster you could play for, or the one in the middle of the table. You see the red that would be available. Decides to play for this one into the left middle pocket.
36. $37.
And now he may have to play for that red that's just oh, he's come straight enough on this black though, hasn't he? Yeah, he couldn't force it over, and he needs an angle desperately on this red. Although, looking at his body language, he seems quite happy with the
44.
The potting position. Straight, but he can screw off the side cushion. And look how hard he's hit that.
Judd Trump 44.
Look how far out he was with the position. Struggling.
And worse still, John, this red pot's in the middle. And can screw back to get onto the black. But decide he's looking at... If this red's tight on the cushion with playing with running side, it's amazing how much easier it makes this pot. With the trace of running side, made the pot easier. What a body blow this would be if Judd goes on to lose this frame now. He led by 44, he was perfect on a red.
And as we always say, Willie, don't we? You miss when you're in. The consequences can be loss of frame.
6.
But I think when he missed that red, there was a classic example of him overscrewing or overhitting, hitting at the ball rather than keeping it smooth.
Well, you caught it in commentary, John. He's finished 12 inches away and he's only playing a screw shot off one cushion from where he wanted to be.
Yeah.
If anything, he wanted to be low on the black, which means he wanted to screw it 2 foot less than he did.
7.
just about got the angle, but that red at the end of that cluster on the left-hand side is available to the right corner, and he can just play for that. If he's going to play the cannon into that bunch of reds, he's going to have to force the angle. So that may just deter him from playing the cannon and playing for the odd red. And purposely decided to come low on it, so in potting it, he can nudge other reds into play. This could be a telling shot, this one. He's got them in play. Is he on the colour?
13.
It's okay. He's got the blue to the far left corner. So pot this blue and one good positional shot, and we may have a new favourite for the frame. As we see Stuart open up the reds. The only problem ball is the one that is tight against the right-hand cushion. Right in the heart of the pocket. That's the problem ball. The one on the right-hand side of the table. These 5 in the middle of the table. Perfectly placed.
$19. Sure.
Judd looks on, and the reason he's looking on because of this. Now, he wanted to finish low on the black to be able to go into the bunch. That's how bad he hit it. He's overscrewed it by some 2 feet. And now he has to look on and suffer. And boy, he will be suffering at the minute, thinking that it could be end of frame and could now be a 5-frame gap.
24. $25.
Yeah, as you said, Willie, at the start of this match, Judd Trump was favourite. And of course, they made him odds-on favourite to win the title once Ronnie O'Sullivan went out. But the man who beat Ronnie O'Sullivan, i.e. Stuart Bingham, I think a lot of people
33.
underestimated his performance against Ronnie. And the final session hardly give Ronnie a shot. Now, you'd have thought that would have given him confidence. And by the looks of it, it has.
I mentioned in commentary a few moments ago that Judd hasn't made a break above 30 since 9-9. And at any standard, at club standard, you can't win when you're playing like that.
41.
Made a break of 44 in this frame. And it looks like not being enough. John called it a long time ago, this last red. What's he going to do with it? He's going to try and get on the half-ball blue, or is he going to get on the half-ball black? A, to either move it or drop on it. Half-ball black's his choice.
49.
It's not half-ball, he's going to have to play this really firm. Do well to get on the red from here.
Yeah, he's got the wrong angle. I mean, you'd like to think you could screw it back. Can he stun behind it? No, he's played the run through, but you couldn't get on the red doing it that way, so that's it. 12 points to the lead. It's all about who pots this
56.
final red. Because whoever does will be favourite.
Well, as ever, a red ball meant so much in a match. Pushing the red towards the right-hand side pocket. Got to get a good cue ball, but also, as John mentions in commentary many, many times, it's not where the white ball finishes sometimes, it's where the red does. And once again, been a little fortunate not to left anything on because the red's in open play. Got to start getting that red ball safe, or the object ball safe.
Yes, that's the importance, and that's what the great safety player, Steve Davis, was superb at knowing where the object ball was going, as well as the cue ball. But Judd has been saved by the blue, it appears.
Just have a quick look to see whether the red will pass in between green and pink, and it doesn't. Now this is not straightforward. Once again, object ball more important than cue ball at this stage. And at first glance, John, I can't see a straightforward safety.
Yeah, well, he could play the red up and down, but he's got to hit it very full, so he's got to make certain it doesn't run into the brown off the port cushion or the green. He's got to avoid the double kiss. Could play the red into the green, but there's a danger you could knock the green in. He's caught the red much too thin. That's why he collided with the yellow. Okay, he's not left the pot on, but he could be in trouble this time around. Ooh, he's missed a chance there, Stuart. He's missed a golden opportunity to get the advantage. Should have had the snooker there. Now, what can Judd Trump make of this long pot?
If he plays the run through for brown or yellow, I fancy him getting very close. Plays the stun, I'm not so sure. Played the stun and played it beautifully. Angle on the blue. One. Now then, does he play this at pace to try and get on the yellow?
Well, if he's straight on the blue, if he hasn't got an angle, he's got to tuck him up behind the black here.
Yeah, the 5 points no value, John, is it?
No value whatsoever, and of course, this is a must-win frame now. Must play the snooker behind the black.
Judd Trump 1.
So unlucky though, he'd be very disappointed. Okay, Bingham in all sorts of trouble, but he'd be so disappointed having potted that right in the heart of the pocket. He didn't have some sort of angle on the blue.
But even though he's 11 points in front, Stuart, he'll be thinking, if he doesn't get hit this yellow or gets it safe, we'll have a new favourite for the frame.
And to be honest, at the pace he's going to have to play it, it'll be almost a miracle if he gets the yellow safe. There's bound to be some sort of pot on however he hits this yellow.
Yeah, and the reason Willie says that, of course, he's not a one-cushion escape. He's that tight to the back. And going this way, there's plenty of room round this yellow. Well, he's checked it. Oh, what a shot! What a shot! Where's this cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going? Unbelievable!
Well, let's first of all, John, talk about the escape. Now, that was the only escape, and we see the cue ball arc there. That was the only escape where he could leave distance between cue ball and object ball.
Just unbelievable, and you saw that check side. Well, Judd managed to get the swerve, needs the yellow to run a bit more. It's gone safe.
I think in fairness, John, that's fair now, isn't it? They've both had a little bit of luck there, right? And I think now the frame is still live.
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, great hit from Stuart, but to get the snooker, that was a bonus, so maybe the luck just evened itself out there.
And I'm glad, because at this stage of the game, it would have been very unfortunate if somebody wins the frame just purely by luck.
Foul. And a miss. Judd Trump 4.
Yeah, no hesitation, really, because it is a thin contact he's playing for, and we all know that particularly when the object ball is very close to the cushion, if you don't catch it thin, catch it even quarter ball, you could back up the table. But those 4 points he gave away there by missing it, well, when the frame's this close, it could be very important.
As you can see there, he can see this quarter ball at least. So he played the same shot again. Now that tells me the table may be just drifting a little bit.
Foul.
Doesn't want the jaws, though. It might be a free ball. Not this time.
And of course, he won't be warned. You're only warned if you can hit the object ball full. And he can't do that. If he could have hit the yellow full, then he would be warned now. 3 misses, you lose the frame. But these are valuable points he's giving away.
Don't know why he's not playing this a little bit of right-hand side if he feels that it's drifting a little bit, just to straighten it up. Yeah. Just a little bit of right. If it's drifting slightly to the left, just play with a little bit of right, so it's holding the cue ball. A bit like one of your golf shots, John, when you're holding it up into the wind.
Big moments now in this frame and this match, to be honest with you. He's trying to hit this yellow so thin that it hardly moves. He was in front before this. He's now 1 point behind. No.
Foul. And a miss.
Now does it rattle and leave a free ball? Does it rattle and leave the free ball? It has done.
Full free ball.
What a difference this could make. He won't be having it replaced anymore.
Do you think, John, now snookering behind the pink is better because he's going to have to play at least a 2-cushion escape?
Yeah. Go off the green and put it tight behind the pink.
Because if he gets the shot right that he's playing,
green ball.
Stuart, the thin safety, it's easy.
And for those of you who don't know, when you have a free ball, the ball you nominate, you cannot snooker behind. So that's why he played it behind the pink. Couldn't hit it when he could see it.
Foul. And a miss. Just trump 4. Back.
Having it put back, and I'll tell you what, these foul points are accumulating, aren't they?
How many is that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 so far, isn't it?
Okay, Judd.
Yeah, you're right, Willie. 20 points. Now a bit pacier. Doesn't want to run past the yellow.
That's too wide.
And I think Judd will have it replaced because there's no advantage trying to pot this yellow if you can't get on the green. What a turnaround.
Stuart seems very bemused at having seen it slide off the first cushion the first time. Played exactly the same shot the second time. It seemed to square up.
Okay, Judd. Foul and a miss. Judd Trump.
Still nothing that would get Judd Trump out of his seat.
I think I might have wanted to have a little look there, John. There may have been a slight angle.
Yeah, but that green's on the baulk line, Willie. I mean, even if Stuart was to hit this yellow, Judd would still be in control of this frame. And the way things are going, he could miss it another 3 times and he'd want snookers.
28 points been given away, and as you rightly say, 2 more misses. This is a better line. Not hit it, but a better line.
Foul and a miss.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, this?
Back.
Well, what a turnaround in a frame without a ball being potted.
I mean, when you consider Judd's, definitely gone a little bit at the minute, he's not in control of his emotions and things like that, and he's really struggling at this stage. To think that he could win a frame without potting a ball.
This looks better. But no, it's just sliding off that
Foul.
second cushion. Have it put back, and if he misses it this time, he will need a snooker.
I'll still need a little glance at the scoreboard. I'm not sure he's aware of this points. He's not looked at the scoreboard for some time. Is that 32 points he's given away?
Stewart throws his arms up in the air, but all those foul points he gave away, nothing to celebrate. Well, this one's easy to hit. The question is, with this type of shot, if Stewart could get right in behind the yellow, he could possibly get the snooker behind the black, but I'm not certain he can get right in behind it. And if he hits it half ball, he could leave it. And remember, Judd Trump is now 25 points in front, 27 remaining.
Just to confirm.
Yeah, 36 foul points.
At this crucial stage of the frame, John, I don't think I've ever seen that many given away.
Couldn't get right in behind the yellow, that's why he's played it like that. Ooh, and he might have the snooker with the green. He has. He'll have to play the swerve here, Judd, but no guarantee to get the yellow safe. Well, thinks that a possibility to get it safe. Be playing this off the side cushion, top cushion. This is a bit pacey.
Foul and a miss. Stuart Bingham 4.
So here's a chance for Stewart, but he needs the 6 remaining colours.
Amazing enough, John, he's got an angle from this escape to be able to get the cue ball slightly off the cushion. He can get on the green nicely from here. But blue to pink's the problem. Blue to pink's going to be the problem ball.
2. Five.
Not quite on this brown as he would like. Straighter, he could have just run it in, but he's got to manoeuvre this cue ball. He's had a look at playing the cannon on the black just to hold for the blue, but that's not certain to work out. Trying to develop the blue. He's hit it too full. He's not on it.
As you can see, the white's perilously close to the cushion. That's why he's having to really try and dig down. He's trying to get in behind the black, but I'm not so sure it's on from being that close to the cushion. Whatever you do, don't leave a pot on the blue. That's the main thing. Trying to get in behind the black. Trying to get in behind it. Got to get that blue safe, and he has done. So it appears there's no damage done.
Yes, and it has to be said, he's not left the easiest safety shot for Judd. Okay, he could try and play the blue up and down the table, but you've got to be careful of the double kiss. It's the first thing that will enter your mind. And if he just tried to come thin off the blue and play the cross double, he could cannon the pink. It's not straightforward at all.
I think for frame of mind, John, Judd has to win this frame. His mind will be in a jam jar if he loses this frame. Oh, that's a good safety shot. Deserves to find the cushion there.
It'd be good if it keeps running. That's excellent. That's as good as he could have hoped for. Stewart coming down. This time he will be able to get in behind the blue, so he'll play cushion first, kick the blue up the table. As long as you catch it full, it'll turn out to be a good safety shot because the cue ball will stay where the blue is. Played it perfectly.
This will make sure to become the longest frame in the match. The longest frame was 27 minutes in frame 19. But boy, we've had some excitement in this frame. Bingham looks certain to win it. Then he gives 36 points away. Looks certain to lose it. And now it's all down to the final three colours.
I was going to say that's a good safety from Judd. He was in a spot of bother. There's always a possibility of the double. But surely that's going to be too risky.
You can see, though, Johnny's itching to play it, can't you?
Yep. No, he didn't play it in the end. It's not bad, though. He's got that blue tight to the cushion, so the cross double, which you'd normally play in this type of shot, you can't play it because you're bound to get a double kiss. So it's a case of, I think, really sending the blue back up the table, avoid the double kiss, and get a good length. Couldn't have played that any better. Tremendous shot.
Well, we've seen a lot of strange play from John this morning session. But the last three safety shots he's played is right out of the top drawer. And the ones from Stewart are not too bad either. Look at this. Look at this.
Happy with that.
Are you suggesting he just played the blue in the middle of the top cushion, John, there, with that comment?
Oh, no, I think he's played a wonderful blue, but to get it right behind the black is a bonus. I think Judd has got to come cushion first here. But it depends how thick he hits the blue. If he can catch the blue sort of quarter ball, he may be able to knock the blue into a safe position. If he's coming off the side cushion, then he's going to hit it hard and he's going to hit and hope. If he misses it, he's going to leave a free ball.
Yeah, he's obviously worried about, because he can't hit the blue anything more than thin, it would be just pushing it over the left-hand corner. That's why he's taking the option of hitting it hard, as John said. Oh, he's playing slow. This is dangerous. This is dangerous.
Well, he hits it, but doesn't give him any advantage. I don't think Stewart will play the blue here. What you can do with this shot is just stun the blue into the jaws and the blue will go up the table and you get the snooker behind the black.
Good call, John. Brilliantly played. I've got to be honest, John, at first glance I'd have fancied rolling the blue in and playing the long pink. You've called it. Beautiful shot.
Big problem now for Judd. Okay, his opponent will need the blue, pink and black. But we've seen so many misses in this frame.
Yeah, he's got the same problem, hasn't he? He's got to hit it hard enough to give a chance of getting it safe, but this is not safe.
Bingham 5.
No. So here's Stewart's chance to take a frame, which, in all honesty, He always looked as though he was until he started missing the yellow.
Already 155 points scored in this frame with another 18 to come. So it's certainly with the highest points total in a frame in this championship this year. Well, not any stretch of the imagination. But who's going to win it? Bingham now favourite.
Not the best position on the pink. Not by a long chalk.
And of course the problem with this is he has to play with still on the right hand side, which could make him hit this thick. And hit it thick he did. So hard.
Where's the pink going? Right over the hole. So Judd Trump glances at the scoreboard. He's 2 points in front. Spot the pink, you win the frame. And what a frame this has been. Well, that will be a mighty relief. Judd Trump, I don't blame the ball players for going out of the arena. Well, Stewart looked at Judd and he had a wry smile. You can't give that many foul points away and win it. He nearly did, but Judd Trump desperately needed that. And now it's just 3 behind.
I suppose in fairness we've got to question the way Stewart played the blue. I mean you've got to make sure the white comes in open play there. Johnny played it plain ball, didn't he?
He did play it plain ball, but it looked a natural angle. I can only assume. Let's have a look at the blue. Did it go in the middle of the pocket? I would think it went in off the right jaw.
Oh, he played it thick. I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
to finish that close to the cushion. It must have gone in off the... Yes, it went in off the right jaw.
So just to explain that what you're saying, John, if he puts it in the centre of the pocket, the cue ball's 3 or 4 inches more in open play.
Absolutely, and possibly could have got his hand on the table, but as you said, once you're digging down and he's got to play with side to avoid the off in the middle and get on the black. Cue ball with that right hand side pushed into the pink and he hit it too thick.
It's so hard to explain, isn't it, when we're talking about pushing? I mean, that would almost push half an inch, do you think, when you're playing with that amount of side?
Yeah, yeah. And it's very hard to bring yourself to allow that much.
To play for the left hand jaw, you mean?
Yeah,
things like that, yeah.
Or, I mean, I remember Peter Ebden showing me that he can play a shot where he puts a tremendous amount on the right hand side and he's actually aiming to miss the object ball, but the side just pushes it in so much he can even hit it half full.
On the cloths we used to play on years ago, that was a relatively straightforward shot. The side wouldn't push in, so you could play it with a little bit of confidence, but on these superfine cloths, always pushes in, always.
Stewart first back, and he'll be a little bit disappointed to lose that frame, particularly, well, as I say, he seemed in control of it and looked as though he was going to win it, but then those misses on the yellow, which was his own fault, particularly when he was trying to hit it thin. But then to get the chance he had and not take it, he'd be disappointed. So give Judd Trump a lifeline.
Thank you. The final frame of this session, Judd Trump to break.
Referee Paul Collier announcing this is the final frame of this session. And what a final frame it is in context of this match. Judd Trump is bound to be behind. Will it be 2 or will it be 4?
Well, he probably played it thinking that the only red he could leave was the one he was playing. Seems to have worked out, and the red he played has run safe.
Well, obviously the natural safety is off the side of the pack, but he'll be kissing into the red. It's on the right-hand side, so he may have to play it thin. He'll nearly kiss the red there off that red.
Yeah, but that was a better way to play it. He likes to play aggressive safety shots, does Judd, and bring all the reds into play, but he knew there that that was dangerous, and he's not been getting a very good cue ball. And in a way, he's fortunate he's not left anything easy, although having said that, Stewart is eyeing up this red down a cushion. Now, he doesn't have to play it with too much pace, he'll be on the pink. Well, he did try to screw back for safety. Now, any damage done? No, pink covers the obvious possible red. But it's imperative now that Judd Trump plays good safety. Find that baulk cushion. That was close to the middle pocket. Not going in, just even catching the bump would have ruined it somewhat. So will Stewart be brave enough to play the safety off the main bunch?
If you were 13-10 behind, you'd be unlikely to play it, but 13-10 in front, it puts your opponent in all sorts of trouble. If he spreads his red far and wide, as long as he gets a good cue ball, puts Judd under the utmost of pressure on his next shot. But played thin. And looks to have played it very well.
I mean, we know, and now we know, they know, this is a very important frame. No one's going to take any undue risks here. Bit thinner this time, but once again, could be the blue may have come to his rescue. Judd not happy with that, and why would he be? He's left his opponent with his hand on the table, and now he might go for the more attacking safety. Bringing on, oh, and look at the red coming towards the right corner. Well, would you believe it? Well, a little bit fortunate, but I remember a shot in another frame where Judd had a similar result. And now we're getting, as I say, where every little run of the ball will be magnified and could turn a frame one way or the other. He's got an easy enough safety shot there. The red that's just around the middle of the table near the pink spot. It doesn't pot, but play safe off it, because this red that's near the right corner, if he gets a good cue ball, it won't be an easy pot.
I'm surprised he's looking at something more difficult than the one you suggested, John, because it is a natural plain ball shot, two cushions, and he can't leave a red unless the red careers into another red and puts it in a potable position. There's nothing pots down the left-hand side. That's the one John was talking about. And that's brilliant. Well played.
Yeah, he could play it much better than that. Little tap on the table from Stewart in appreciation. As we can see, there's a couple of reds in either corner that will pop, but because he's got such a good cue ball, they won't be enticing Stewart, you wouldn't have thought.
Well, he just pointed at the red next to the pink, and I can't see a gap to get back into baulk from that one.
Me neither.
He'd love to hit cushion first, to hit the red that's nearest the left-hand corner pocket off the side cushion, but the red up on a little bit further up on the cushion, stopping that. Now, if he plays this red that he's looking at now on the right-hand side cushion, if he can guarantee leaving the white in the jaws of this corner pocket, it's fine. But if he hits it full, he may get the double kiss. He'll do well to avoid the jaws when the red is moved.
Coming up to a minute and a half, thinking time.
Asking for clues, John. Has anybody got any idea? Well, we've been talking for a minute and a half and we haven't got an idea on which is an easy safety shot. There's certainly not one.
You speak for yourself, Willie.
Go on then, which one?
Well, I think what you've got to try and do here, you've got to... Well, if you're going to leave something, you've got to try and make it look difficult. It looks to me now, though, that Stuart's going to try and pot his way out of trouble. And he played it at that pace, thinking he'd give more chance of the pot. He wasn't bothered about being on a colour. But it didn't go in. And that's what I said at the time. If Judd could leave that red, as long as he got a good cue ball, it wasn't going to be an easy pot. And that was the only answer that Stuart thought he could come up with. I don't blame him. But it was a tough shot. And now a chance, and a big chance for Judd Trump.
Got to be careful he doesn't snooker himself on the black, though, for trying to get on the pink. Got to be careful he doesn't snooker himself on the black. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
One. You have to say that is a little unlucky. And it was one of those type of shots, because he was so close to the cue ball and that cue ball was going to spring off the cushion. He couldn't play it with a lot more pace, but to finish there, a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I suppose if he'd played at pace and he'd have missed the kiss on the black and just run by it, we'd have been, well, why has he not played for the pink? But you can see, didn't have very little margin of error there. But it was always going to happen if he ever hit it.
Judd Trump 1.
Well, he's certainly got control of the safety situation at the moment. He'll be hoping for another chance, but whether he was unlucky to get snookered by the black or not, he had first opportunity and only got one from it.
Must have played the plant.
I think you're right. Well, Judd, you've got another chance now. Once again, brought about forcing your opponent into playing a very risky shot because of a good safety. Safety's still an art in this game. Big chance, got to be taken this time.
One.
Anywhere but there would have left an easy pot. As you can see, he's having to stretch.
So he's just going to have to be patient here. I think he may have to play for
4.
Bought colour again now. Well, he's playing this one, but yes, he is playing this one. I'll play for the bought colour.
5.
Doesn't want to be playing for anything else until he's got a nice angle in the red to the middle to play for the pink. And he may be in a position to do that now. But it's one shot at a time at the moment.
And the way the session's gone, if Judd Trump gets out of this session 4-4, he'll feel like he's won the session. He really will, because he's been kept at bay for a large amount of time in this last 5 frames. Okay, he won the last one, but Stuart Bingham certainly looked like winning it at least 5-3.
Just about on this red to the left corner. It's decision time, really. I mean, if he plays for the pink, he's got to be so precise. Well, he's going the other way. He's playing the red along the top cushion, playing for the pink in the middle. Still got to be precise. He's overdone it. He can still pot it. He's got a straight black to the far left corner, which normally you wouldn't think would be a problem for Judd Trump. But there's pressure on everything now. But right in the heart of the pocket. Now, where does the black go? He wouldn't mind it going on the pink spot. He would not mind it going on the pink spot.
It's amazing sometimes how you get
16.
second prize, and he was playing for the pink there, overrun it slightly, but all of a sudden the bonus came up, dead straight on the black, and in some ways that would have been a better positional shot to have played, but you would never play for a pot in the baulk pocket at that stage, but it's turned out nicely.
17.
Certainly a test of mettle now for
20.
the young man from Bristol. He knows the importance of this frame. Now he can stun up and play for the pink into the right corner, should he so wish. Played for the black. Played it
21.
nicely. Nothing wrong with that.
Should Stuart Bingham go on to lose this frame, his team around him are going to have to say, OK, you may have should have won the session, but, you know, you'd have took 4-4 before it started. But it's hard to get that frame of mind, John, isn't it? You're probably thinking, I could be 15, 15-9 in front, things like that. Those things go through your mind.
Basically what's happened here is Stuart won the first session 5-3, and then they've shared. If Judd would win it, will win this frame, but should have been straighter on this pink, in all honesty. But no problem. Right in the heart of the pocket. Of course, the pink will go on the blue spot, so that's a nice place to be. All the reds in the open that he requires. So what I'm saying, in effect, that Stuart won that first session 5-3, and he's not been beaten in the next two. So that's the positive thing to take out of it.
And that's what his team are going to have to say to him, because he knows when he led 13-9 and had a great chance to win the next frame as well, he'd have been thinking, I can get out of this 15-9.
Obviously, Judd just stretching slightly on this. But got into it nicely.
36.
And I think he's just about got the angle on the pink that he requires. He wouldn't want to be dead straight on it.
He's not had the cue ball under control in this break, has he, yet?
No, he was too straight on it. So this is another testy pot he's got in front of him. You don't take these for granted. But right in the heart of the pocket, and he's naturally on the pink this time. What a beautiful shot that was.
And the first time is in ideal position, and what a right time to do it. Now the winning line is in his eye line here. 50 points in front, 3 reds, 3 colours.
49.
He's back within just 2.
50.
Shorter pace, just not getting through. Yeah, you could see him just miming there how he should get that arm through, and he's just not getting through the ball as he would. He's under pressure here, there's no doubt about it. But he keeps potting them. He's a lot further away from this red than he would like. And I must admit, William, we were discussing
57.
it. During the last frame, we were concerned for Judd Trump and his But he's knocked that in. Not the Beckis on the black, but if he pots the pink, he'll go 65 points in front with just 59 remaining. Two big frames he needed badly. Boy, did he need them. And he's got them now because he's finished on the red.
64.
Dug in. Had to.
$65.
Well, he's made lots of big breaks in his career, Judd Trump, and he'll make a lot more. But will there be a break of 65 that could mean any more than that one?
Judd Trump, 65.
And barring Snooker's, Judd Trump is close to winning just 2 going into tonight's final session.
One.
A bit disappointed, Judd, that he missed the black. Okay. It's tall order. 58 points behind, only 43 remaining. But I'm sure Judd, if he'd have rolled the black in, would have been back in his dressing room now and reflecting on what might have been and what is. Could quite easily have gone 4 frames behind. Vital 2 frames he's won, it appears.
And it will certainly be... Oh, well, he might take the black now. I was just about to say Judd will be delighted, really. He was virtually out of the match at 13-9 when he looked like winning the next frame as well. He's right back in it now.
If this doesn't go in, this will be the end of this morning's session. That will be the end, and Stuart looks over and says, if it's all right with you, Judd, it's all right with me. So Stuart Bingham had a chance to push on. There was a very important frame in frame 23, but somehow Judd took it. He took the last one, and now he's back to just 2 behind going into this evening's session. 13-11, Stuart Bingham.